Welcome to Cheers. I'm your host, Avery Woods. Hi, Toni.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being
Oh,
here.
thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
No, I'm such a fan. And I was
Oh,
just telling you that I followed you for so long, but Scott and I drove to In-N-Out. We passed your billboard. And I was like screaming in the car because I was so excited. But then I was like, why have we not asked her to come on? So
oh,
I'm so grateful that you're here.
thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Have you ever done a podcast before?
I have. I've done a few
Okay,
actually. I love a
period.
podcast. Well, I love to listen to podcasts, but recently I've been bopping back and forth on podcasts. It's been fun.
No, I love it. And I also love getting like my beauty girls on the pod because you guys are so focused on beauty that I feel like you keep a lot of your personal life personal,
Yeah.
which I love that boundary.
Yeah.
But I think followers love to hear about your story, more
I
details about your
agree.
life
I
and
agree.
all the
And
things.
and for me, like I'm a little nosy. So I like watching a good podcast. I
She's a
love to
nosy
see the
Nelly.
little, yeah, I like to see a little bit of the separation between like short form and something like longer form. Like this is
Hmm.
always really nice because you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
And just so everyone knows, obviously, if you follow her, you know how gorgeous she is. But you
Thank
walked
you.
in and took my breath away. You're
Ah,
so gorgeous.
oh my
You're
goodness.
dressed so fab, and you're so petite.
I'm very tiny. People think I'm like 6 foot.
No, she's a petite girly.
I am small, but I have a big personality. I think that's what it is. People always meet me and they're like, short and sweet. Oh, okay, cool. And I'm like,
And
yeah.
you have a big car,
I do have a big car.
which I want to talk about
Ah.
this because when you bought your car,
Yeah.
I was just clapping for you because
Ah,
you know what?
thank you.
I know the comments that come with shit like that when you
Yeah.
share what you choose to spend your money on, which I think is
Hmm.
so funny.
Yeah.
But I just ha- that kind of feeling, and obviously it's a materialistic item,
Yeah.
but it's such a proud moment because the car that you bought, which is a Mercedes G500,
You love that.
is everyone's dream car, right?
Yeah.
And like what a cool
It's
moment
wild.
that
It's
you did
surreal.
that.
Surreal. It's nice to have moments in this digital world where you're able to have an accomplishment that feels tangible
Mhm.
because everything is so digital, right? Like numbers and
Yep.
comments. And so whenever I'm able to have that manifested in real life, like a physical reminder is always really important. And obviously, like when you post things like that, the price points and all those things become a part of it. But I think bigger than that, it's for me important to have physical reminders of like how hard I work.
Yep.
I think everyone deserves that. And honestly, it was time to treat myself.
Yes, you deserved it. And also, I think if you're in the right healthy kind of mindset for viewers, I love watching when people are able to do that because it shows them that they can also do that.
Yeah.
And like that was
Yeah.
me as a viewer of social media before my career took this drastic change and
Mm,
I started getting that type of money that I never ever in my life dreamed of. But
insane.
I watched people share what they were able to accomplish and that was so motivating for me because I was like,
Yeah.
wait, if they do it, so can I.
100%. And I mean, it's all about, for me at least, I mean, it's so easy for things to feel a little like selfish or a little like not even braggy is not even the right word, but I try to look at it more as like definitely like this is possible.
Hmm.
And I feel like every single day on the internet, I'm learning something new is possible and out
Hmm.
there, and that the limits really don't exist a lot of the times these days. And I think, especially for the younger audience that I have, it's really helpful for me. I'm a bigger sister, so naturally when I share things, it does come from like a bigger sister perspective. And
Hmm.
I think more than the actual thing itself, it's more a lot about the opportunity and the access to it and how wild and how quickly, I think for me and my journey, people have been watching that change happen and how quickly that can happen for anyone else.
Yeah. So you're from California. Is it Long
Long
Beach?
Beach, born and
Born and
raised.
raised
Yeah,
here. Have
yeah.
you ever lived anywhere else or only California?
No, I've only lived in
Period.
California. I don't know if I could leave. I'm very spoiled, I will
Hmm.
say. I do think weather-wise, everything, I don't see myself moving permanently to live somewhere else, but I can see myself bopping around, spending some time somewhere, but I love it here, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. How was your childhood?
It was really, really fun. I mean, I'm a twin, so I grew up with,
What?
yeah, yeah,
Twins.
fraternal.
Everyone here knows twins do something to me.
Yeah.
Like I would love to have
It's
twins.
the best, to be honest. I know nothing different, but we're fraternal, thank God. Identical twins. I have friends that are identical twins, and I just couldn't imagine my life as an identical twin. People already confuse us online, and we're fraternal. Like, we look enough alike,
Mhm.
but different, which
Does
is
she do
nice.
social media?
Yeah, she's a
Oh,
med student.
I
So
need to follow
she,
wait, I need to
yeah,
follow
she's
her.
a med student. So she kind of chronicles her whole like journey, med school journey. We're two sides of the
Wow.
same coin, but very different.
Good for her, though.
And I love that. I
Yeah.
love that for her. I'll text her literally all the time, anything medicine, medical related. It's
Yeah.
great. And I send her beauty products. But it was great. I mean, my parents were around my age when they had both me and my sister.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Oh,
Yeah.
same
And
age as Scott,
twins
born in
is
2000.
1999.
Okay.
December. December
Okay.
9, barely just barely
90s
made it.
baby.
Barely,
Love
barely.
that.
And I'll hold on to that. But it was great. It was active. I mean, having my sister, and I have a younger sister as well. She's 18 now. It was a very girl household. My
Mhm.
dad, girl dad down.
Love that.
And yeah, it was very fun, very active. We traveled quite a bit as a family too, which was really fun. So I think I got a lot of my like desire to travel about and see like different climates and like what winter was like over here and what summer was like over here. I was like, California's my go-to. But Long Beach was honestly like such a beautiful place to grow up, so beautifully diverse, and just there's always something going on. And I made
Mhm.
some of my best friends there. Obviously, I went to school up until college there, so I was there pretty much like most of my adolescence. It was great.
Okay. Did you go to college?
I did. I went to UC Irvine.
Oh, nice. What'd you study?
Film.
Okay. So was that, I was
Yeah.
going to ask what your plan was when you
Oh,
grew up. Like, what did you want your
yeah.
career to be?
Oh my God. Well, first I wanted to be a vet, and then I got a
Okay.
book about being a vet, and then I saw the pictures and I was like, what?
You said,
I was like, yeah, in theory, great. But no. So I thought I wanted to be a vet, and then I went to school for film, and I double majored actually in
Oh,
business.
wow.
And then COVID hit. And
Mm.
so we got kicked off campus sophomore year.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was weird, very strange, but everything did happen for a reason because we got kicked out. I went back to Long Beach for like a year, and then I moved to LA because I started working at BuzzFeed, random, my junior year of college, as a talent. And we got to learn a lot from like the producer side. I learned a lot about the internet and creating. I was there for a little while, graduated, left, and then started working my first ever beauty job. And then I started making beauty videos, and here we are. So very like serendipitous how everything happened. I originally thought I would work in film,
Okay.
some capacity, whether it was writing, whether it was like styling, whether it was kind of anything, any and everything behind the camera. Also in front of the camera was fun, but I was fascinated with a lot of behind the camera work, and kind of building a story from the less known or seen side
Mhm.
of film. So I thought I'd be in like traditional entertainment, to be honest. Never say
Wow.
never, but
Yeah.
that's where I imagined myself for the first like 2 or 3 years of like being in my 20s and like figuring life out. And here we are in beauty and on the internet. It's
Did,
been fun though.
did you always love beauty? Like, were you always into makeup
Kind
and
of. I
hair?
mean, the 2016 makeup, we all know.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
We're aware.
Oh, yeah.
I
That
liked
highlight,
the
girl.
highlight, I mean,
I'm embarrassed to
block
look back.
brows.
Oh,
It was a thing.
I drew my eyebrows so close together. I like gave myself an unwarranted unibrow.
Honestly,
For what
hey,
reason?
at the end of the day, I look back and I'm like, I was trying.
Yeah. I'm
I
like,
tried,
yeah, I learned a
and
lot.
I learned so much. I would come to school sometimes with like a full beat in high school on some days. And then I look back at the pictures and it took me a very short period of time to be like, I really don't know what I'm doing. So I stopped wearing makeup actually for a little while, for
Mhm.
years. And beauty was like not in my like I was interested in skating and fashion, not really makeup at all. I wore mascara whenever I was feeling a little crazy. I'd throw on some mascara, but that was it.
Dude, I was on a roller hockey team growing up.
Were
I'm a
you?
big roller skater. Yeah.
Are you? I
Yeah.
didn't know
And you know
this.
what's funny? I was just telling Jazzy this story. When I was pregnant with my son, because he was born in San Diego, so we lived in San Diego, and
Mm.
I would skate up and down the boardwalk in Mission. And
Oh
through my
my
first
God.
trimester, and my
I
husband
love
still tells the
this.
story, but there's these girls on this bike, and I told my son, I said, oh, they're going too slow. Mind you, I'm
Yeah.
pregnant. So I'm like trying to like, how I am. Scott keeps
Maneuver.
laughing 'cause he knows. And I said, I got to scoot around them. They're going too slow. And a rock got caught on my wheel and I just like flew. And thank God my
No.
baby was fine. But I like turned to the side and fell hard. And my husband was like, we're never
Never doing
skating
that
while you're pregnant
again.
again.
No.
Yeah. But
It's
yeah, I was on an all male roller hockey team
oh,
growing
that's
up
so
in
sick.
San Luis Obispo where
Wait.
I lived. Yep.
Oh my
And I was the
God.
only girl and everyone knew me. Yeah, I can move on those skates. It's
Oh,
been a little bit.
you're like legit.
Well,
Legit.
you know what I did when I was postpartum with both my kids is I
Mm.
would put my kids in a double stroller and I would skate around the neighborhood. That was my cardio.
Yeah. Well, it's skating. People underestimate it. Roller skating is like a full body
Oh yeah.
workout.
Oh yeah.
It hits literally everything. And I mean, that's one of the reasons I loved it was just I feel like every single time I was done, you just feel like you're kind of just depleted, but in the best possible way.
Yeah.
I was addicted. I skated every single
Do
day.
you would you just go around like by the beach or
Beach, but park skating. So I would go to the skate park.
what?
Yeah, 8 in the morning every morning. Me and a bunch of like my girlfriends we would like rip at the skate park before
Wait,
all the boys woke up. The skate park was like our playground.
that's
Yeah, from
badass.
like 8 to like 10, 11 every single day in the morning. We had no jobs. We were also like in school still. Like
Yeah.
college was like, I mean, we were doing online everything, and
Mm,
all these professors because of COVID didn't really know how to do online anything.
sure.
So everyone, it was kind of just like a free for all. So I would finish like a week's worth of work in like a day, and I'd just be like, okay, well, I have the rest of the week. And so we would rip at the skate park. It was so much fun.
I'm obsessed with that. We
So
need to
much
go
fun.
skating. How fun would
I
that
think we
be?
should. I actually got gifted some new like Moxie skates. I need to like break those in. I haven't skated in a
I
while.
was gonna say I need to like get a couple warm up
No, I need
like
to like
practices.
I haven't been on wheels in a hot sec. I know it's like muscle memory, but I roller skating was my baby for a long time. I mean, you get it. Once you're on
Yeah.
those
Oh
skates, it's
yeah.
like
There's no going
there's
back.
nothing
I
else.
also feel like as I've gotten older, I've become a little bit more
No,
nervous. Like
same.
turning 30, I'm like, if I fall, I could break a hip.
And honestly, and I will not be the same after.
No.
I think that I've definitely been more afraid now of being hurt. So I don't do skate park skating. We do like flips and all of these things where now I'm like, maybe like a cute little leisurely skate by the boardwalk, but not
Okay.
like, ripping at the skate park anymore, maybe.
We'll schedule
But
that
we'll
soon.
figure out a skate moment. Let's
Okay,
do
great.
it.
What motivated you to start posting online? Like what was the moment that you were like, I'm gonna start
Mm.
posting
Posting
myself?
something.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've always posted on the internet.
Okay.
There was like a kids version of YouTube that existed when I was like,
YouTube Kids?
no,
No?
it
A
doesn't
different one?
exist anymore.
Oh, okay.
It's some random obscure site. And basically, everyone that wasn't allowed to be on YouTube would post on this site. It was literally called like KidsTube or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Something random, but I was like 13 and I
Okay.
wasn't like allowed to fully post my videos on YouTube yet. So I would like film videos on my little flip camera and edit it on my little Windows Movie Maker on my compact mini laptop
Mhm.
when I was literally from like, yeah, ages like 10 to like 13.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I would do that for fun and I'd force my family to watch the videos, do like challenges with me. So it was always
Aw.
for fun, and then I'd post them and, who knows where those videos are now. But then I like fully retreated from the whole social media element when Instagram started getting really popular in middle school.
Mm.
I started like posting things, but only for friends. And then the only time I went public again was when I was roller skating on the internet. That started like picking up, and I mainly recorded for progress, like to see how good I was getting and how to
Mhm.
be better technique wise. And then people started really like locking into my videos, which was fun. And then I took another break from the internet and then I started posting beauty videos because for me, I feel like I would always post whenever I found there was a gap. So with specific colors and shades, I was like, I'm so curious about like what does this actually look like on me? Because there's these like studio model photos, but like I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just getting back into makeup, but also I want to see it on like a real person's face in
Mhm.
like real lighting and like you know what I mean, kind of just like in my car.
Yeah.
And that was my first ever like beauty video talking to the camera. I was trying out a blush and
Oh,
then that
wow.
was it. Since
So
then,
Blush started it,
blush started it all.
which still to
Very full
this
circle. And
day
I'm obsessed with blush still. So it was very full circle, but it was for me about filling a gap because sometimes you're like, okay, this is cute on this person, this
Mhm.
is cute on that person, but like, what does it look like on my skin tone in real life as someone that's like not a professional makeup artist.
Mhm.
And so I started just posting my stuff and people liked
Wow.
it.
So when was the moment that you were like, "Okay, I can quit my job and do this full time?"
Yeah, so I was working corporate side for only 6 months.
Okay.
I was there for 6 months, and I mean, from the moment I posted the first video, it was very instant,
Mm.
and brands wanted to work with me. I couldn't work with them, conflict of interest.
Okay.
And by like the 5th or 6th month, I was posting every single day at this point, like a new review or whatever. I would batch film on the weekends and like
Sure.
schedule post them as soon as I got off of work.
Mm.
I don't know how I had the energy to do that to this day, but I was on it for that full first year. I had posted every single day. Um, by that 6 month mark, I was like, I can't balance both.
Mhm.
And I knew that there would be, I had a good feeling that there would be something there waiting for me. And I'm not someone that takes like huge risks necessarily. I knew this would be kind of a risk in a way, but I was reached out to very serendipitously by my first management team. And once I had them secured, I was like, okay, cool, we can leave. And then we just hit the ground running.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone kind of has that moment in social media where you work a normal job and then you're like, "Okay, do I
Yeah.
take the leap?" It is really
It's
scary. But I was the
scary.
same way. Like I was with my management team for 6 months before they
Mm,
they were like, "Girl, we
mm.
love you, but you can't work as a nurse and be a full-time
Do
content creator." And
both.
I always in my head was like, "How hard is making content? It doesn't
Right?
take any time. I work 12
I
and a
could
half
do
hour shifts."
both.
Yeah, no, I burnt out so
Mm-mm,
quick.
mm-mm.
And
There's no
there's
way.
always I feel like in every success story, there's always a risk that has to be
Oh,
taken. That's just how it
always. And
is.
I mean, that's kind of the pro of, I mean, taking that leap is you kind of do have to step into the unknown. Because, I mean, if you want any to kind of change, you do have to ultimately try something different.
Mhm.
And that's always really scary. But as soon as I took that leap, I was like, oh, this is where I'm meant to be. Do you
Yeah.
know human design? Like human design, I think that's what it's called. Like your human design
Mm-mm.
personality. I
No.
found out about this yesterday.
Okay, tell me.
I'm a manifester,
I'm
which
too.
is
Big one.
literally like, no, literally, but that's what it's called. There's 5 different archetypes.
Oh, like that's your
That's my like
okay.
archetype.
Got it.
There's like there's like manifestors, manifesting generators, projectors, and like some other ones.
Mhm.
Manifestors make up like 9% of the whole like chart essentially,
Okay.
and in the population. Basically 9%
Mhm.
of people are manifestors, and one of the traits, I actually was like at dinner or at lunch yesterday with my financial advisor, and she's really into this and she told me all about it. And manifestors, our jobs are basically to inform, and our traits are basically like we manifest. So all of the work happens very internally, so the things that we want, the things that we feel like are ours, a lot of that is inner worked. So we don't really like to be bossed around by people. We're often our own bosses,
Mhm.
and our energy is described as closed and repelling, but not repelling in a bad way. More like, think of like the ocean making waves, because you're doing so much work here that like everything that needs to happen is happening here already in a like true manifesting way. And I was like reading up about this last night because I had no clue this like whole archetype existed. And I was like, oh, this is very me. So I feel like whenever I've taken a leap, I've ultimately always trusted my own intuition, because internal compasses for manifestors, that's kind of like like, it's everything,
Yeah.
which is for everybody. But it's so interesting to see how every single archetype like plays with each other and the balance of it all. I highly recommend figuring out which one you
I'm
are.
gonna look into it.
It's
Is it
so
like a
cool.
test you take?
Yeah, well, not really. It's not a test. You put in your birthday and
Okay.
like where you're born, your place of birth, and your like name, and
Mm.
it tells you what you are. It was
Okay.
crazy.
All
I was
right,
like,
I'm gonna
oh,
look into
so I
this.
am a manifestor,
Yeah.
true and
You
true.
knew it.
I love this.
Okay, tell me about your Tower 28 collab because
Oh
it's
my
so
goodness.
iconic. I love driving around LA and seeing your
Oh my God.
face. It's just
Thank
like the
you.
billboard is so sick.
I honestly, very serendipitous. I mean, like I said, it started off with blush. So
Mhm.
the whole CEO of blush of it all was, again, very serendipitous. I was scared of blush. That's why I was obsessed with creating with it.
Mhm.
Because, I mean, blush can be very intimidating.
Yeah.
Color, and
Yeah.
like, you don't want to look like a clown, but you also want to look like, you know how to put that on.
Yes.
And so I was very afraid of it. And so with Tower 28, they reached out a year and a half ago to my team, And it was an automatic, like, they're an LA based brand. I'm an LA girl born and raised.
Mhm.
So it made sense. And I love Amy. I love the team. And we just, for a year and a half, really sat and worked with samples. And I've done consulting for brands before, but it's very different working on a product that your name ultimately is going to go on. And
Oh, for
so
sure.
creating 2 different shades was very important to me. I couldn't pick one. I
Mhm.
could not pick one. I knew I
Mhm.
needed, like, a warm raspberry that was, like, a mixture of my favorite, like, pinks, reds, berries,
Is
and
that
I
Sunset
knew that
Shirley?
Sunset Shirley,
Okay.
and I needed Downtown Daiquiri, which is a bright coral, because 'cause I've never had an orange blush that looked like that translated.
No, that shade on you is
It's
insane.
and I mix both of them. I mix both of them together typically because I can't pick a favorite child, but the whole process was insane in the best possible way. I was pinching myself every single meeting. It's one
Mhm.
of those things where, I mean, it took so long behind the scenes and there's so much back and forth with, I want a little bit of this, but figuring out a way to communicate that with, like, not only just the Tower 2018, but, like, the people actually developing the product, like
Mhm.
product development, like the way they're able to understand when I'm like, I want this vibe, or like I would have like a mood board when we first started of like my favorite movies and sets and scents and like places to
Mhm.
really inform what I wanted the blushes to kind of come across as. So a lot of work, but in like the most like rewarding way possible. It was so much
And
fun.
such a passion project too, and something that's
Yes.
so, like, deep-rootedly you, which I love because that's
Mhm.
kind of how you got into beauty online.
Exactly. I love it when a collab makes sense.
Yeah.
I love it when a collab makes sense. Like, you get it. You love a cozy set. You
Mhm.
love a cozy fit. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like you know what it feels like to have a brand and you like align in a way where you're
Mhm.
like, well, yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And that's what it
Well,
felt like.
there's been so many times, and I'm not saying this in a negative way to diss
Hmm.
anybody, but sometimes people will come out with something, and I'm like, "I've never seen you share anything
Anything,
regarding
I
this," but
agree.
I am so particular because if I'm gonna ask my audience to spend money on something that I was so
Hmm.
passionate about creating, it's gonna
Yeah.
be something that's a part of my brand and something I truly care about.
And you understand when it comes out. I mean, and ultimately, like when that comes out, it's a part of you, and you want it to feel like it is a part of you and it
Mhm.
aligns. And so this was something where I was like, duh, like absolutely my first ever and their first ever collab with a creator. So it was very like we were both learning from each other,
And what a
and
big honor that they asked you
it
to do
was
that. It's
an
so
honor.
cool.
It was an honor. And honestly, like, again, it just aligned perfectly. It was very, very, very like serendipitous as like a blush girly.
Yeah.
And to see the way my audience reacted to it too, and everyone's been loving it. So
Mhm.
it's been fun.
I was just talking to Jackie Ianek, she was on,
Oh,
who I
love.
love so much, and she is such a big advocate for inclusivity in the beauty
Mm-hmm.
community, and you
Mm-hmm.
also are very outspoken
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
I asked her the same question, what has given you the confidence and the I would say bravery to be so
Yeah.
outspoken because sometimes when you speak about certain things that are not for every shade
Mm-hmm.
of skin tone, there
Yeah.
can be a little bit of a backlash when it comes to brands wanting to work with you or send you certain things
Oh,
or
yeah.
like she was talking about some messages from big beauty brands, which I find insane
Oh,
because
yeah.
all she's doing is advocating for women or men of
Trying the
color that want to
product.
try products with a very valid shade range.
Bare
Like we don't need
minimum.
five
Bare
foundation shades,
exactly,
right?
bare minimum.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, for me, it was very I mean, I feel like when I first started speaking up about it, it was kind of from a place of like, I kind of have to.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, like, whether I mentioned it or not, me trying it and it working on me or not working for me ultimately speaks to that. So I kind of like needed to speak on it
Mhm.
because naturally just existing and trying these things speaks to the level of inclusivity that is there or that isn't there. So
Mhm.
I just naturally started really being like vocal about it. And I mean, when it comes to products that don't work, I mean, from the brand side, yeah, it is wild when you get messages or they relay it to your team and they're either disappointed or like there's that, but they were the ones that made the product to send to you, but
Mhm.
they're mad that you didn't like the so it comes sometimes it gets to a place where you're like, am I being gaslit right now? Like, why am I the problem? I didn't make the product. I was just asked to try it.
Mhm.
And I do think sometimes it's really interesting to see the ways in which brands react to being called in or being called out.
Yeah.
It says a lot about the brand, I think, and it speaks a lot to where their ethos kind of lie and really ultimately what inclusivity actually means to them versus what they maybe are, you know, projecting or
Yeah.
kind of like putting out there. Um, but honestly, I've just been having fun with it, and I've been supported by my audience so much too, which I do think is very helpful. Because no matter what, when you speak up about a product that you don't like, there'll be my audience that's very supportive there. And then there'll be people that are like, you're being very picky. This just like isn't for you. Like you're just calling them out. Like this is like so unnecessary. So there's always both sides of that coin. But ultimately I know that my words and the work that I put into this, it does literally result in change
Mhm.
and expansion and brands consulting us behind the scenes before a product even launches so that
Mhm.
we don't even have to get there, and really just utilizing, I think, their community in ways that actually make sense. So
I also think, just like you said, it comes natural because our job, especially in the beauty world,
mhm.
is to try new products so our audience can see what's worth their
Yeah.
money, what's worth their
Mhm.
quality, what
I
makes their
agree.
product different that they want to spend $40 on a foundation, you
Exactly. And you
know?
get it for free. It's kind of like, okay, well, I feel like the least I can do when I'm getting all of these shades sent to me for free, the least I can do is try it out
Yep.
and tell you if I like it, but also show you what it looks like on me.
Yep.
So you can be like, I have something just like this already. I don't need to go out to Sephora or spend, because you know what I mean? Like money and time and energy, these are all like limited resources. So to
Mhm.
be able to provide a review where someone's able to kind of cut out this like middleman and be like, okay, cool. I like this on you. So I'm going to get it. Or I have something just like that. I don't need it. Saved me a trip to Sephora. So it's like, I think for me, it's always felt like that's the least I can do when I'm getting sent these things is to try them and give my honest opinion.
Yeah, and one thing too is when you find success in this industry, what you're not gonna do is lie to your audience.
Oh,
Like, we're not gonna
I
try products and be like, "Oh, I love it," and off camera be like, "This is
this is
terrible."
horrible.
Yeah, it's
I'm
so
freaking out.
yeah,
There's too
yeah.
many products, I think, and there's too much like on the market to try or promote things you don't
Mhm,
like. And that's why sometimes it's funny because I think because I've gotten to a point where I know what I like and I know what I don't like, if I'm getting a PR package and I see something I know I'm not gonna like, I'm not gonna like put it all over my face. I'm usually gonna like give it to someone else, donate it.
mhm.
So with that comes me trying out products that I'm trying out because I'm genuinely excited about them. So people will be like, you honestly, you just like everything. Like, I want more, like, I want you to be angry. I want you to be mad about it. And I'm like, well, if I'm looking at a product and I'm like, I know I'm not going to touch this again and I know I'm not going to like it. I don't like the shades. I'm not going to put it all over my face and use it so that it ends up in the trash. I'm going to donate it, give it away to someone else that might actually use it. So, yeah, in the 2 years that I've been doing this, I'm able to look through all the PR I get and be like, okay, this I'm excited about. This I'll try, and it leans more into a sustainability element for me where it's like, yes, I know you want me to be angry about this product, but if I see a product and I know it's not going to work for me, unless I'm speaking to a larger point and making a point out of it, I'm not going to sit here and do it just so that I can get, upset and angry about it because people like
Yeah,
controversy at the end of the day,
yep,
but that's not where I want to live
totally,
every single video. I'm
totally.
sorry.
No, I get it. You do a segment, is it 5 finger is it
Yeah,
what
five
is
finger
5 finger favorites, okay.
favorites.
So good because I would say I usually fluctuate between, like, 4 to 6 products max every
Mhm,
day, and so I
mhm.
love it so much because I love my glam girls, don't get me
Me
wrong, but, like,
too.
it's just not feasible for me to sit down and do a full beat every day. I
It's
just don't have
not.
time for it.
It's not.
What's your current 5 finger faves?
Ooh, right now, okay, I recently made a video about products that have elevated my makeup routine recently, so, like and made it easy.
Mm,
So I love the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip, like,
yep.
skin tint because I love a skin tint.
Yes.
Rhodes Sun Soak blush, specifically the summer blush they just came out with. I
Mhm.
like the creaminess. I can throw it
Yes.
on in the car, easy.
Which, sorry
Obviously
to cut you off, but I just wanna
yeah.
say one thing. When we're talking about inclusivity, I think
Mhm.
Ro did a great
Oh,
job. They owned up
props, props.
to people saying, "Hey, I would love to use your products, but it's not
Not
gonna work
working,
with my
not
skin tone."
working.
And Haley learned, contact Gloria, which I
Yep,
freaking love her,
yeah.
and really made change, and that is something I admire because when brands are called out publicly, usually it's a very,
Oh, no.
"I'm not owning up to this, I wanna stay
You
away."
never hear from them again, and that actually happens more often. So for me and Glow to be able to work with so closely with Haley and the team
Mhm.
with, consulting and
Yep.
really helping them build out their shade range and make it better. First of all, they're, still a newer brand.
Yeah.
So there's ultimately going to be room to grow always.
Yeah.
And the speed at which they reached out and allowed us to really like talk and share our opinions and try the products was the quickest turnaround we've ever seen from not only just a brand, but like a celebrity owned brand. And to have like Haley be so down and so like you genuinely can tell this girl means exactly what she says when she's like, I want this to be for everyone. She means it. And so to be able to have like me and Glow there to just really speak to why we think something's working, why it's not, and seeing the direct kind of effect that has in terms of
Mhm.
just listening and paying
Yes.
attention is surprisingly very rare
Yeah.
in the beauty
I
community.
I loved it because 'cause I've always loved Rhode, but I'm obviously very light skinned,
Mhm.
so
Mhm. You know,
I've
like
I I've never I'm so privileged in that way where
yeah,
I don't have to think
think
about
about
that,
that.
but it's so important,
Yeah.
especially over the last few years, things have changed so much, so I just really respected Rhode that they did
No,
that,
and
so.
that's like Rhode is always in my like everyday makeup situation. So right now, Sun Soak by Rhode is my go-to. And
Okay.
then I also, I am obsessed with Say's new pressed powder they just came out with.
I haven't tried that.
It's so good
Okay.
for no reason. It is
Okay.
so
Okay.
good.
I
I
trust you.
use it like every day. And then I like a little Laneige lip glaze moment
Oh,
because it's
yep.
like hydrating
Mhm.
but glossy and
Mhm.
it doesn't leave the weird white
Yep.
residue because that's a whole thing.
Ew,
And
yeah.
then for a little extra glow, Danessa Myricks Low Lighter.
I don't even know that
Oh,
brand.
oh my
I
God,
know.
girl, we gotta
No,
get you
no,
on.
you just
We
tell
gotta
me, I'm
get
gonna
you
order
on.
it in the
Danessa
car.
Myricks Low
Okay.
Lighter. It's like a highlighter, but it's like a creamy gel form, but it's made with like Upslight technology, which is her technology. So it sucks up oil throughout the day. So it
What?
highlights your skin and it looks natural, but it doesn't bleed or get oily, but it sucks up oil.
Oh, Jazzy's showing me. Oh, there it
Yes,
is.
it's
Okay,
so
gorge,
good. That
gorge.
I can't go without it.
Okay.
I wear it every single day and then I tie everything together with powder blush.
Mhm.
Usually it's Sunset Shirley just to like slap it on and I'm good to go.
Yeah, and you also I'm like I'm just fangirling.
Ah,
Your blowouts too.
oh my
Like, I
God.
could watch you do that all day too.
I love an overnight blowout. I love an overnight curl. I just literally overnight rods, and you can
Yep.
get them now for like, you can get like a $10 set, go to
Mhm.
bed, wake up looking like you just got out of the salon. It's
Yep.
my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, your blowouts
Ah,
literally looks like you go to the
thanks.
salon every day. I hope you
Honestly,
realize that.
I truly, and I like to keep it very simple. I like to keep it very lazy and an overnight moment for me. I've been playing around with it too because I've only recently braids were like my go-to style for so long.
Which
Like, and I love a braid moment. I
yeah.
love a goddess braid moment.
Yep.
I love it. But then I
Yep.
was like, we need to switch it up. I'm a Sagittarius. We need to
Sure.
keep it different. So I've been experimenting and it's been fun. People have really been like, oh my God, hair tutorial. And I'm like, me?
So bouncy, so
I'm like,
shiny,
me?
with the perfect
Oh,
skin. You're a joy to look at.
oh, thank you.
I'm like, "Oh, I'm in love with you. Okay, great." Okay, I saw your video too about a brand kinda doing a little
Oh my
five-finger
God,
favorite
yes.
copy.
Ugh. Oh my God. And that was interesting because you know what? I get tagged in videos all the time and I miss tags typically, but
Mhm.
my community, they're so ride or
They're
die.
down bad for you.
They're right. Like, that's, I love them so much.
Yep.
But one day I literally like wake up and I see like my followers are just tagging me in like these ads. And I'm like,
Mm.
what?
Mm.
And it was like my video, word for word, bar for bar. And these were like paid promoted ads, script for script, bar for bar. And I was like, oh, okay. I have no problem with people picking up on anything, but I do think that it was interesting to not like tag and credit, especially when there's like money behind it, It's kind
Yeah.
of like a little icky, word for word, bar for bar.
Yep.
And that video blew up, which I was like not expecting. But people were like going even harder they're like, this happened. It speaks to a bigger issue of brands, especially if it can happen to me, like even with smaller creators, brands just taking something and running with it and not really thinking about credit. And I got reached back out to a few different brands that had done this, and they're like, we are so sorry. This really just spoke to, we're taking her video, because apparently my video was like on the brief. And so it was like scripted to copy my video. And I found this out through creators that got the brief.
You're
And they wouldn't
kidding.
let them tag me in the video, which I was like, messy, messy. So they reached out and they were like, yeah, we're so sorry. This really just speaks to how important it is to like give credit and authenticity. And we're like, okay, like we already knew this. Like this is not a surprise. I think they just get upset when they get caught. But it was one of those things where I was like, we live and we learn. And I honestly, I mean, I made multiple videos about it where I'm not mad at people. Like when you are a trendsetter in any way, people are gonna
You
be
said,
inspired,
you said, but next time write me a
But
check,
next
babe.
time, yes, pay us. Pay
So,
us. That's
okay,
all.
and for people that don't work in this industry that are
Mhm.
listening, when you do a brand deal,
Yeah.
you're given a creative brief,
Yes.
and the creative brief will usually have examples with links, hyperlinks to other creators' videos.
Yeah.
99.9% of the time, it's that brand's ads that they've
Yes.
already paid other creators to do. So
Mhm.
they're giving an example of their own work. So
Yes.
in this case, this brand was using Toni's videos when she has nothing
Yeah.
to do with the brand
Yeah.
for them to copy her original organic idea, which
Yeah.
usually she needs to get a fat check for. Something, even a
Or even
credit
a
is
tag, a
that's just
credit. A
respectful.
credit would have been nice. And I mean, I wouldn't have noticed it, but my followers were seeing it and they were like, well, this
Mhm.
speaks to a larger issue of just, I think there's all these conversations online of people being like, I'm bored. Everybody's the same. Everyone's doing the same thing. And it's like, well, we can never get out of this if A, we're not crediting and we're just assuming that trends and ideas come from nowhere and not
Mhm.
just an actual human person. Like when we're not crediting creative ideas to creative people, we like lose the plot so quickly. So
Yeah.
it speaks to a bigger thing outside of just like that idea, which I was like, came up with that idea at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday. Like I'll come up with another one tomorrow. It's fine. But it speaks to a bigger issue, I think, of if we want to see people feel like they can come up with their own creative ideas, we also need to allow people to feel like if they do so and other people follow suit, they will be credited and
Yeah.
they will, it'll be appreciated and not stolen from
Mhm.
is the bare minimum. And
Yeah.
for me, I think it was more me also advocating for the smaller creators, which I'm sure this happens to every single day and no one ever hears about it.
Mhm.
So I think it's more about just like integrity and authenticity because those are my two favorite things.
Yep.
So,
And there's
yeah.
just a respect factor.
Respect,
And it's the
and
way that they thought, "Oh,
I
it's
wouldn't
fine, we just brush it under the rug,"
notice.
or like that
I
your
wouldn't
followers wouldn't be
notice.
like, "Hey, we know
At least do a
who's the
little creative.
OG."
Switch up the script a little bit.
Do a little,
That's
like,
all. Just
3 finger
right, please, please, something different. I'd be like, you know what?
They're like, "These are my"
And I'd be like, you know what? Hell yeah. Like, hey, you
Yeah.
tried it. At least you tried something different.
Yep.
That I can respect. But for me, it's like, I don't know, with short form, you see it all the time. Everyone's inspired by everyone else. No one's reinventing any wheel here. I think
Mhm.
it's more just like, give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
I think it's important.
Yeah. With social media, obviously, it can be really easy to kind of overshare. And I feel like when
Hmm.
I first started my career, I never expected it to get as big as it was. So I
Yeah.
was a very big oversharer. In the last
Mm,
couple years, I've pulled back a lot to be much more private.
yeah.
How do you decide what you share, what you keep private?
Honestly, I mean, I feel like I'm still in like such the beginning phases too of like sharing on the internet and
Mhm.
having this presence for the last 2 years that for me, I mean, I've always thought it was important to have boundaries with like myself and my audience just because I'm thinking more of like what feels sustainable for me
Sure.
in the long run because I know that I want to exist in this capacity for a while. So for me what felt the most sustainable was honestly keeping it cute and not sharing parts of my life that I wasn't interested in having direct feedback on. I
Mm.
think that was something that was really helpful and also allowing there to still be some level of mystery in my life because I mean it's only been 2 years. We don't need to know
Yeah.
everything about me and everything I do on my day to day. But I do still think with that, I do still try and be vulnerable with my audience on my longer platforms. Like short form feels like to me, like TikTok, like Reels, it feels like I'm offering something and it's really helpful. And you can scroll if you're in the middle of Sephora, you can scroll through my videos and see what's helpful. But on longer form on YouTube or on my Substack, that's kind of where I open up a little bit more about my life. So, but still in ways that don't feel intrusive, because I do still have to remember that as much as we all feel like we know each other really well, we actually don't. We don't.
No.
We actually don't. We are
Yeah.
still like fundamentally strangers.
Yes.
And I think that's important to remember.
Mhm.
And I think for me, it was really always just about what felt the most sustainable to me. And right now, it feels like sharing what I feel like sharing and not feeling like I need to share more to get more.
Yeah, and I also feel like, in this day and age on social media, the hate has just gotten out of control,
Oh, yeah.
and I think that people forget you can judge someone's content, right? You can say
Mm-hmm.
they're not the creator for me, and that's
And
okay.
that's
It's
fine.
you choose who you want to
There's
follow.
so
You can
many.
block who you don't want to see. Like that's your
Agree.
choice to
Mm-hmm.
control what's on your feed.
Yeah.
But I think people forget that unless you've been in front of someone and had an interaction and spoken to them, you don't know who they
You
are as
do
human
not know.
beings.
And that's the part that I think trips me up sometimes, because I do think it's so easy to feel like you do. Obviously, I
Mhm.
mean, how long have you been creating content on the
I
internet?
started, I would say on Instagram trying to post seriously. I was doing
Mm.
my prerequisites in college, so I was like 19, 20, and I just turned 30 this year.
So,
So it's been about 10 years.
oh my
Yeah, but I
goodness.
didn't leave nursing until October of 2023. Yeah.
Wow. So you were balancing
So
for a while
I did,
too.
yeah, but I mean, I wasn't making enough money to support my family. Like my
Mm.
first big money that I remember was I was contracted with a scrub brand and I had to post 3 scrub
Oh,
photos a week on Instagram, so 9 posts a month, and I got $500 a month, and that was paying for our groceries, and I was so
oh
grateful.
my goodness. Those
Yeah.
moments, I feel like you never forget.
Oh, I'll
You
never
never
forget.
forget those
I'll never
moments.
forget, like, during COVID, this mask company reached out to me and was like, "Hey, can
Mm.
you post a photo with our mask and scrubs, and we'll give you $500." And for one photo, I was like
You were like,
I ran into my husband, I
yeah.
said, "Holy shit, we're rich." I was freaking out because I'm like,
Those are
as
big.
a
Those are big
nurse, I was
moments.
making less than 2 grand a month as an ICU nurse, you know? So it
Wow.
was like that
Those are
$500 is a lot of
major.
money.
And for like something that feels like something you would do anyways for fun,
Mhm.
and your first experiences with that where it's like work feels exciting and fun and like something you would do anyway, I
Mhm.
think is what makes this so fun. But that's why I think I've always been a little bit more cautious about the fact whatever you put out there stays out there, and I'm very well aware of that. So that's why I think for me when it comes to beauty and lifestyle, I've always kept it very, I try to keep it very, very chic and very
Cute.
cute. And like, this is a business.
Yeah.
As much as it is myself, it is also a brand
Yeah.
and a business. And I do think it's important and helpful to remember that, not to make it robotic, but to remember that it's okay to have boundaries with your audience and your community. And I
Mhm.
feel like there's a lot of conversations about that. I mean, online right now, especially with like families and kids and
Mhm.
beyond, people are
Mhm.
really checking into the fact that like the internet is forever, and
Yeah.
it's okay to be a little bit, I think, to recluse. Even if you did once share a part of your life and you decided to, take that away, you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, see, I'm experiencing that right now because I used to show my kids and I no longer do
Mm.
that anymore. And it
Mm.
actually blows my mind how much hate I've gotten.
Really?
Mhm.
And people are angry
They're
that,
so angry that I cover their faces.
really?
And I find it quite interesting because that was what I
So
got the most
weird.
hate for, was that I showed my kids,
There's no winning.
and the only reason I did was because they're just my everyday life. I don't
Yeah.
have a nanny. I don't even have a date night
Mm.
babysitter. Like, it's my husband and I.
Oh
That's
my
it. Like, if we
goodness.
wanna go on a date, I'm calling my dad.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's very
that's
natural. It was very
yeah,
natural.
so my everyday life, and it's funny because if I didn't show them, like, in a vlog, it was, "You're not even with your kids. You don't even raise them." So
Oh my
I
God.
decided to set set a boundary, which I
Good.
think everyone
Good.
is able to do that. They're my children and
100%.
no one else's.
Well, yes.
Oh, the retaliation. But it's the same people that were also mad that I showed them.
The
So
audacity.
again, it's
There's
the
no winning.
internet. You're
There's no
damned if you do,
winning.
damned if you don't.
Exactly. And at this point, it's really about what feels best for you
Mhm.
and also your kids and your family. Like that's actually your life. And I do
Mhm.
think sometimes people do forget because they're consuming a life that it's not theirs. And
Mhm.
it's funny because you do get so like you get very into it, and I get it. People are very passionate, but I feel like for me, a huge part of it comes with like having true boundaries. Like my personal life, I think is very important for me to have a separation
Mhm.
as much as I can, especially because I know I'm still at the very beginning stages,
Yep.
and I don't want to look back in 5 years and be like,
Why'd I do that?
why? And I know I will about many things, but this is something where I'm like, at least I'll give myself the time and the space to
Mhm.
share what I want to share and reveal what I want to reveal when I feel like doing so. But beauty is nice because you can keep it very beauty.
Yes.
You can keep it very beauty. You can keep it very fashion
Mhm.
and very lifestyle in a way that doesn't demand the most out of you, which is
Yeah, I
nice.
also think what you were saying before, it's like better safe than sorry because
Mhm.
you're keeping it cute, you're chilling, you're private, and that takes away for the ability to maybe have regrets in the future,
Exactly.
you
And
know?
I'm trying, the frontal lobe is developing.
No, girl, for 25, you are so
Oh,
emotionally
thank
mature and in
you.
tune with yourself, and it's very
Ah,
refreshing.
thank you.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
developing. We're trying. We're
No, you're
trying.
good, girl. Okay, so me being nosy,
hmm
what's like a low key chill day in your life look like?
Ooh, okay. Well, right now I'm doing home renovations.
Wait,
Yeah,
fun.
you're doing renovations.
Girl.
You you get
Yeah.
it. You get it. Well, I'm actually
Okay.
finishing up
Did you
renovations.
buy a
Thank
house?
God I did. Thank
Congratulations.
you.
That's a
I bought
huge
it
deal.
last year.
Dude, for 24 last year,
Yeah,
that's
it
crazy.
was it was a wild year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I bought a house last August
Okay.
and I lived in it for like 6 months, but I met my interior design team because I watched Emma Chamberlain's AD video and I was like, who did this? And I
Uh-huh.
reached out,
Uh-huh.
we connected, and so
Period.
we hit the ground running. We started with like months of prep because when you're doing renovation, a huge part of the time is like prepping and
Mm-hmm.
building the boards and getting to like, figure out what's perfect for you.
Yep.
So I moved out finally in April. We started demo in April, and I'm finally moving back in now in August. We did the whole house too.
April to
Kitchen, living
August.
April
That's
to
pretty good.
April to August for the whole house.
Yeah, that's pretty
If
good.
I were to do it on my own, it would be years. It
Yeah.
would take years to do so.
Yeah.
But I'm moving back in soon. So I'm excited to have like a new sense of routine because I've been living in a house that I've been renting since, which has been fun. And I've had my own routine there, but I do think in my actual house, it looks like waking up at around anywhere from like 6:45 to 7.
Oh, she's an early girl.
I don't know why I just naturally wake up
Oh,
at
okay.
that time,
Okay.
whether I like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I've started doing and incorporating the last few months at my home, I definitely want to do this again because I've been slacking. The first like 60 minutes of my day and the last 60 minutes of my day, no phone, no social media.
Love that.
It's been really great regulating like mentally to not start my day with like Instagram
Yep.
or TikTok. Game changer.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. I'll make a coffee. I'll walk my dog. I have a dachshund named Teddy.
I love dachshunds.
He's a riot. I love him. So I'll
Cute.
go on a little walk with him, come back. I'll have like fruit or something. I like to have a very slow morning.
Mm-hmm.
I've made like a video about like my interior design, like inspo for my dining room. And I talked about how much I love Parisians and how they
Mm.
spend so much time just like sitting
Yep.
and laying and relaxing. And that's
Yep.
how I like to spend my mornings. A coffee, some fruit, and I sit and kind of do nothing. I read, I
Love.
listen to a podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and then I hop on meetings. I create content, I edit, and then by like 5 or 6, I'll go on my last walk with my dog and I'll put on a TV show or a movie and I'll order dinner, make dinner, and detach from the internet for a little bit. And then I'll maybe hop on right before the last hour before I go to bed. And then that's my day on a chill day. Usually though, I'm like out at brand lunches, dinners, one-on-one meetings,
Mm-hmm.
traveling. I've been
Mm-hmm.
traveling a lot for work, but ideally that's like my day.
I love that. I want to know everything about this house because I'm in the same boat as you. I feel like we're
Yeah.
living the same life
Honestly,
because
same life, same headbands,
it's no, really, it's
came
crazy.
in twinning.
I have very similar Miu Miu prescription
Ugh,
glasses, but I have contacts in today. I should have worn them.
we would have really been
We would have been
twinning
matching. I love
today.
that. Okay, so we broke ground in, when was last got? May? End of
End of
May,
May,
they
okay.
started demoing, and we're moving
Okay.
in September 13th.
Okay, so similar
Very
timeline.
similar. And
Very
we did,
similar.
mind you, this was like a found our dream home, like
Oh,
location view,
oh,
everything. And I was like, just like a little like cabinet
oh,
resurfacing.
that's never
Maybe
how it
down
goes.
the line we'll do floors. Fully guts.
Mm-mm,
I said, what
mm-mm,
the hell
mm-mm.
happened?
Once you start, it's hard to stop.
Yeah. And by the way, interior designer was the best thing I've ever
Oh,
invested in.
having a team, I mean, I think for me, I trust my sense of design and what I like.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that I just don't have the skill set to like really truly know many different things, but longevity. I want the space to feel timeless
Mm-hmm.
5 years from now, 6 years from now, 10 years from now. Because I know my style now, but I
Mm-hmm.
feel like, I mean, it's constantly switching, but there is a science behind like colors and texture and longevity
Yep.
into your design team.
Yeah.
Like, so get it right the first time.
Yes, that was my thing too, is I was like, okay, first of all, if I'm going to spend the money and do this, I'm never
I'm
renovating my
not doing
house
it
again for at
again.
least a decade if I want to like change paint or something
Touch it up. I
small.
agree. I
But
agree.
I know I have good style. I know that I can like shop for certain furniture pieces and make it
Totally.
cute, but like
Totally.
down to the little knobs or
The
the
floorboards.
floorboards or
Mm-hmm.
the limestone, like there's
It's,
so much to it that I
yeah.
also was like so above my head I didn't even know
Same.
about.
Same.
And so that's been so nice. But they finished floors yesterday for
Oh,
us. They're doing
love.
baseboards today. They're starting
Oh,
counters.
it's coming
It's
together.
so fun like walking in.
Every single time it's different. Every single time I would walk back to my house to pick up
Yes.
packages, I would like go into the house and I'd be
Yeah.
like, this was not here yesterday. There's paint, there's
Yes.
furniture, there's like a bed in
It's
here.
so
There's
fun.
bed like it's really, I mean, going from like fully gutting, especially like I redid the entire kitchen, like so you're seeing like it in its most bare form
Hmm.
to now it's such a fun and like I feel so like just very blessed to be able to experience that and really
Yeah.
mold, your space. We spend so much time at home
Yes.
that being able to mold it into something that feels so you is
Hmm.
like beyond. So it's been fun.
Yeah. That's how it is.
Crazy.
It's like when you work from home, you have to have a comfortable environment, and
You
it's so
have
hard for me
to.
living in the in-between right now that I'm literally counting down the
Same.
seconds till
That's
I can
literally,
move
you get
in.
it. You get it. The
Yes.
in between for me has been as much as like, I mean, it's been fun. Like, the house is beautiful that I'm at. So beautiful. It's like
Yes.
not my house. It's
Yeah.
not my house. So
Yeah.
I'm so excited to get back into routine.
Can you give me some hints of like details of what the home is
Yeah.
looking like?
So it's a Spanish style home.
Oh, my
So
favorite. Oh, see, that's mine.
already we were dealing with great bones.
Oh, the
Already
best.
exposed beams,
Oh
like
my God.
fully we were already going down a route that was
Yeah.
like that we can't mess this up. We can't
Mm-hmm.
mess this up. The people who bought it before me kind of modernized it, so we just fully gutted all of that. And we were like,
Mm-hmm.
we need to bring it back to her roots. We need to bring
Yes.
it back to her roots. So
Love it.
fun color, fun texture. And honestly, for me, a big thing was I wanted each room to have its own like mood.
Are we the same person? I'm
So
concerned.
it's important. It's important. I was
Yes.
like, okay, all white is cute. It's cute. But I want every room to have like let's play around with some wallpaper. Let's play around with some like lime wash. Let's make every room its own entity. And that's what we did.
I gotta bring you over to my house because
I
you're gonna
need
be
to
like, what?
see.
Because
I'll be like,
we,
all right, do we have the same mood board?
no, literally,
Like
we arched everything to make it more
oh,
Spanish.
I love
We
an
left all of
art.
the beams. They wanted to take some beams out, and I was like, no,
Babe,
leave them.
no, no,
We
no.
did every single bathroom. It's a
Oh,
completely different theme, different
same.
lime wash,
Okay.
stone
Okay.
sinks. Like
Oh,
my daughter's bathroom is stone tile from the start of her bathroom all the way up the bathtub, and then we arched her tub, and it's all pink stone.
oh, shut
Like the funnest
up. Shut
colors. Do you know
I
what
love
I
it.
find
I
so
love it.
funny though is every time I share little details, people are
Do you
like,
have something to say?
no, they're shocked that it's not like stark white.
Oh,
They're like,
really?
"Oh wow, you added color."
Color.
Like it's so refreshing to see color because
It
everything is
is.
so grayish
It's
now.
so grayish, and it's also, and I mean, yeah, I see it. I mean, my house is it was very white and very gray before, and I was like, well, I spend so much time here. It's so important that the rooms feel like rooms to
And
me,
happy.
and
Like color
happy
makes me
and
so
fun, and
happy.
also with kids, like
Yes.
having color and being able to have fun with playing around, not being like, oh my God, everything's white. I need to be careful, especially the older that they get.
Mhm.
It's like, have some fun with it.
Yeah,
It's your
you get
space.
it.
Live in it.
You get
Live
it.
in it.
Yeah, and I had this conversation with my interior design team because they're incredible, and they were sending me some furniture they were wanting to order, and it was like a white linen bed for my 4-year-old daughter, and
Oh
like her
my
toy chest
God.
was like white fabric, and I
You were
said,
like, that will last a day and a
I'm like,
half.
her favorite food is straw babies, as she calls it, so her hands are always stained red, and I'm like, she's gonna like,
That would be done. That would be
yeah.
done. So like I think molding a space to be a space you can live and experience and you're not afraid of touching
Yes.
was very important for me.
Yes.
Very important.
Wait, I'm so excited for
I'm
you.
excited for
So
you.
you're not in yet, right?
No, I'm actually starting to move in the organizers. Just finished like organizing like the kitchen drawers and my closets and stuff
Wait,
this
I might need
past
that
week.
info.
Oh yeah, no, they actually recommended and like suggested, they're like, well, when you move in, you want to open up your kitchen drawer and have everything labeled. And what she
Mhm.
did and her team, the organizers, fully, they brought tables and like laid out everything so meticulously, everything I had inside of the house. And I was like, yes, no, donate. It was a great way to like purge things.
Sure.
And everything I kept, they buy all the organizers, label everything. And I
Mhm.
was like, yes. So they've been working on that the last week. And so I start moving my like, I mean, I didn't bring everything because I was still going back to like my closet and like getting
Mhm.
stuff, but I move everything else that I have in this weekend.
That's so
So next week will be like my
exciting.
first week actually back. And then once I'm there, all they really have left is like the exterior of the house,
Yeah,
like front yard, backyard, all that
but you
stuff.
can
So,
live through
and I
that.
can live. And I'm like, at
Yeah.
least I'm in my home. I'm
I'm
excited.
so excited for you because I know that feeling.
No, like I'm itching. And the closer
Yeah.
you get, it's just,
The longer it
the
takes.
longer it
Yeah.
takes. So I'm excited to be back home, and routine, especially when you're working from home, is so important to me. So I feel like that'll reinvigorate me. And I haven't shared any like behind the scenes or anything. So it'll be a full surprise once I'm like back in there. Everyone's like, they know I'm doing it, but I haven't shared any like in betweeners. So it'll be exciting to
I'm so
share.
excited for
I'm
you.
excited.
Okay, we like to end episodes with a little rapid fire. You
Oh,
ready?
love. Okay, I'm
Okay.
ready.
Who's a creator or brand you've been inspired by lately?
Ooh, okay, brand. I recently got some new perfumes from this brand called Lore.
Lore.
Yeah, one of the executives at Rode started it along
Cool.
with like another person from like Milk Makeup and Youth of
Okay.
the People. And it's just beautiful marketing,
Mhm.
beautiful storytelling. I've been obsessed. I think for me, as someone that tries out so many brands, the element of storytelling has gotten very repetitive, and they're so fun.
Okay.
So interesting, so cool. It feels like they're building out a world and not just promoting a product. So that's been fun.
Love
That's
that.
been
I need to
fun.
start like making a list of all these things you're telling me about.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
ordering the
write it
Say
down.
powder.
Yes,
You
Vanessa
save that
Myricks,
highlight. Lore.
Lore,
Okay.
great
And
brands.
what about creators online?
Creators, oh
Who's
my gosh,
inspiring you?
all of my favorite creators are creators that are deeply unserious on the internet.
I love
Like
it.
Mickey, the Lorax girl. You know what I mean? Like, I think I got so much fatigue from like watching like, I think my For You page was plagued with so many videos that are, I'm sure, very helpful, but more videos about how to create than creating. And so it's been so refreshing to see people just pick up the phone and
Yes.
create. And
Yes.
those people have been. And that's been my favorite, like, font of creator
And not
recently.
being so serious and aesthetically
So,
pleasing. Like my
exactly.
life is not aesthetic and like my
Just
normal
create.
day-to-day life is so
Messy.
normal and messy.
I love to see that. I love to see it. And I think it's just refreshing to see people like treat the internet like it's fun again.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
we need more of that. Okay,
always.
what's a fun fact about you that people might not know?
Ooh. Okay. My go-to fun fact has always been that I'm a twin.
Which
Which is a good one. That's a
obsessed.
good icebreaker.
Yeah.
That's a great icebreaker. Um, What's another fun fact about me? I like to crochet and knit.
Wait, that's
Yeah,
cute.
it's so fun. I've been lacking, but that's like my favorite fall winter activity.
Oh my, don't even get me
Crocheting
started. The
and
new
knitting.
house,
I will be knitting.
all the
I will
fall
be
decor.
crocheting.
Oh,
I'm excited to get back into it. I have a whole like storage area in my house just for yarn. So I do like a knitting
it's giving
moment.
cute, Granny.
You know, and also life hack, getting a hobby that requires you to use both of your hands, screen time down 1,000,000. It's great.
Yes, I
It's great.
color. I'm a big
I need to
colorer
get
at night.
into coloring. My
Hmm.
friend launched like a puzzle brand too. So
Cool.
all these things where I'm like, I'm focused on, like, I need both of my hands to do it.
Hmm.
Best hack
And
to
not
get off
looking
the
at a
phone.
screen.
Oh,
Yes.
it's been
Yeah.
amazing.
Okay. Favorite color?
Blue.
What kind? Like what shade?
Cerulean is really fun. That used to be my favorite crayon as a kid.
Okay.
But actually right now it leans back and forth between pink and blue. I like a
Okay.
sky blue as well, but
Are we
I
talking
like,
like bubblegum pink?
yes, a
Okay.
bubblegum pink, a like faded
Oh,
like
that's cute.
lilac pink.
Yep.
I do love.
Okay.
I
All
do
right.
love.
Ultimate comfort show or movie?
Ooh, comfort show. Oh my goodness, that's a great one. Grey's Anatomy, but I don't know if I feel comfort watching it all the time. I'm
Yeah,
mostly
I was gonna
stressed. I'm
say.
mostly stressed. I'm usually very stressed watching that show.
Does your sister
Um,
watch it since she's in med
yes,
school?
we both
Okay.
watched it together for the longest time. I don't know if she still watches it because who knows how accurate those shows are, but I love it.
Okay.
Stresses me out a little though.
Yeah.
I like Psych.
Okay.
That's a
That's
comfort
a great
show.
show.
That is a comfort show. It's like everything, they have like it's not even like a sepia filter, but everything's like yellow and orangey for some reason. And I feel
Sepia
at
sending
home.
me.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm like, wow, cozy.
Not the OG
So
IG
the
filter.
OG IG filters,
Sepia.
those I would say comfort for sure.
Okay. If you weren't doing what you're doing now, what job would you want?
Something, honestly, I feel like I'd be in entertainment somehow,
Mm-hmm.
some way. I feel like I'd be like a host or like an interviewer on the red carpet,
I could see you
but
doing
like
that.
in a like, I don't know, like if I were to do that, it would be like I'd have no social media presence and people would just be like, who is that? And why is she asking these questions? It would just be like half a joke, but also my full
Uh-huh.
job. Something like that. Something
Okay.
deeply unserious, but like obviously very serious in like the entertainment space, but something like that.
Okay. All right.
Entertainment.
Dream vacation destination that you haven't been to yet? Because I know you travel a
Ooh,
lot.
yeah, I've never been to Italy. So I want
I
to go to
haven't either, and
Italy.
I've heard it's
I've heard it's
amazing.
divine.
I
I've never
know.
been. That is on the list. Hopefully next year.
Okay.
I need to get better about planning trips that aren't just work trips because I'll normally go for work and I'll extend it, but that's not the same. So I need to like maybe next year I'll do a little
Like a more
Italy
R&R and not
and a more
work.
R&R, Portugal.
Ooh.
I haven't been to yeah, no, I've never been to Portugal actually. No, but I have a lot of friends that have gone. Mexico City. That's a close one.
Ooh.
That's a
Yeah.
close one. That one's
That's a
very
cute little
doable.
trip.
Cute little bop over.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, those are top
Okay.
3.
Favorite snack right now?
Ooh, wow, and I am a snacker.
Same.
I like right now I've really been into spicy.
Okay.
Like really into spicy. Before it was like Swedish candy. Now,
Swedish candy.
yes,
Classic.
it was
We're getting some cavities.
actually, thankfully, no. I've been going
Okay.
to the same dentist since I was like 4 or 5.
Really? That's
Yeah,
cute.
it's very sweetie. And I look back at like my old x-rays and they're like, wow, your teeth are
Oh.
perfect. And I'm like, thank you. No, right now it's spicy. So I
Okay.
like, is this a snack? Yeah. Pepperoncinis, like straight out of the
Ooh.
jar.
You
Yeah.
just
Is
chew
that
on them.
diabolical?
That's
They're like
well,
fruit. I don't know. They're
I
like,
guess it's kind of like a pickle, like a spicy pickle.
yeah, it's like a little fruit gusher, but like not fruit gushers. They're great. They're great.
Okay.
I will be like, I crave them. I wake up. I don't have it before 12 o'clock because I feel like that might be a little
I was gonna say
diabolical. That might be a little.
I would be like dragging out of both ends.
No,
if
no.
I
I down like maybe 3 a day, 4 a day, and they're like the big ones.
Oh.
Like the not the jars, but like the
Okay.
actual peppers. 3 or 4 jars would be a little
You need to
concerning.
come to my. Would you like pickles?
I love pickles.
Okay, you need to come to my farmer's market because there's a pickle stand and there's like 10 different flavors. There's like
Oh, I love
honey, mustard,
pickles.
sweet, hot, jalapeno.
Oh, I'm gonna need that
Yeah.
information.
We buy a jar
immediately.
of it every single
I
week,
want the
and
honey mustard one.
I put those pickles on everything, girl.
Okay, and I like a pickle. I like a spice. I used to, I mean, the Trader Joe's like rolled like the Takis, the version
Oh,
of their Takis.
yeah,
Oh, I had to put myself on a little break from those. But I think that was like my go-to for a while. Just because I was like, I need to try something different. I need to
yeah.
give something else a chance. And then pepperoncinis became my current go-to favorite snack.
Okay, all right. Okay, last question. A beauty product that's always in your bag.
Ooh, lip gloss. Lip gloss,
Okay,
always.
you think the Laneige one?
The yeah, either that one or RIP Ami Collet. That brand is no longer.
Oh, really? I was gonna
Yeah.
say another one I
Ami
don't know.
Collet.
I was gonna
Yeah.
write it
Well,
down, but
I would tell you to get it, but now you can't.
oh,
I bought
dang.
all of them. I bought the rest of the like pink one online. I like put 4 in my cart and then I like checked out at Sephora and it was like they no longer exist. So I have the last 4. Sorry
Dang.
about it. But I keep those in my bag and in my car at all times.
Okay.
I'm a glossy lip girl. I love a glossy, hydrating lip
Mm-hmm.
moment. And if not that, the Fenty like Invisimatte, the like it's like a matte, like
Yes,
the matte.
I love that
I
powder.
need that
Yeah.
just on the go, especially if you're like bopping around.
Yep.
To go to.
What I know I said one last question, but I have one last question. What do you see where you see yourself in 5 years? Like what goals do you
Yeah.
have for yourself career-wise, personal-wise?
Honestly, I feel like I'll expand lifestyle for sure. I want to exist on a long form capacity even more, like YouTube, Substack. Like, I think I want those to be my main things for sure, just because I feel like long form and, me writing, it allows for a little bit more of a distance from consistently creating in a specific way. So I think in a long-term situation, that'd be ideal, the most ideal for me. I think I'll always create short form. Always, always, always because it's fun.
Mhm.
But I do think it'd be nice to have another side of things that feel like just slower and a
Yeah.
little bit more, yeah, a little less all the time,
Yeah, I
ideally.
love YouTube vlogging
Yeah.
because I feel like it's more sustainable in the sense
Yeah.
of I can spread it out a little bit more, and I'm not feeling like I need
Mm-hmm.
to film, edit, and post 3 times a day
Yeah, every
'cause it you
day.
just burn out so
I
fast.
think like just on like a more like what feels sustainable to me, that does. I also like, yeah, I want to expand into lifestyle, and beauty will always be there. It'll always be like a pillar for me, but I
Mhm.
think lifestyle, fashion, and maybe like entertainment in the more traditional sense would be fun. Who knows what that looks like? Every year is very different for me. I feel like every year I'm like doing this, I'm doing that, but I feel like traditional entertainment could be fun to like play around in, but who's to say?
And you
Who's
know
to
what? Even
say?
so early in your career, you've already done such iconic things,
Oh,
like with your blush
thank
collab that I feel
you.
like you're, like,
Ugh,
just in, like, your first step. You haven't
yeah.
even, like, gotten close to your peak
It's
yet,
it's the beginning.
and I'm
It's been fun.
so excited to see
Oh,
where it takes you and where you go, and I'll be
thank
following you
you.
every step of the way.
Thank you so
Where can
much.
everyone find you?
I am on YouTube, Toni Bravo, and everywhere else at Boni Travo. The reason it's Boni Travo is because someone took Toni Bravo.
Really?
How rude. So I had to
Well,
switch the B's and the T's, so it's Boni Travo on other
you know
things.
you can find him and, like,
I know, I probably should, huh?
ask them.
And then, but people like will DM me and they'll be like, Boni, and I'm like, hello. I'm like, why are you call? Oh, oh, they're like Boni body, and I'm like, where did that come from? And I'm realizing that, but
So
that might need to happen, but that's where I am, and I write on Substack at the Delicate Decade. So
okay, amazing. Well, thank you
we're
so much for
on.
being here. You're such a
Thank
joy, such a
you.
light, and I'm
Thank
so
you.
happy for all your success. You truly deserve it,
Thank
and
you.
I'll be watching. You know
Ugh,
I
I'll
am.
be watching you. I need to see that
Girl.
house,
Oh yeah,
girl.
we're gonna have a little wine night.
We need to
We'll
like
get you over
break it
there, and then I'm gonna
down.
come bombard you because I want to see
Yes,
what you designed.
we can do a little tit for
Okay.
tat.
All right, perfect.
Ugh,
So nice to get to know
you
you.
too.
Cheers, everyone.